that were burned during the 1933 Nazi Student Association rallies. Jack London's best known for his adventure novels, but his interest in communism led to his inclusion in the Nazi Party's blacklist. Jude?
Thank you. The Iron Heel by Jack London was published in 1907. And in the scene that I'm going to read, Ernest, a young working-class socialist, has been speaking out in the room of privileged, powerful gentlemen. Ernest is speaking. I have indicted your class. Show me that my indictment is wrong. I pointed out to you the wretchedness of modern man, 3 million child slaves in the United States, without whose labor profits would not be possible, and 15 million underfed, ill-clothed, and worse-housed people. I pointed out that modern man's producing power through social organization and the use of machinery was 1,000 times greater now than that of the caveman. And I stated that from these two facts, no other conclusion was possible than that the capitalist class has mismanaged. This was my indictment, and I specifically and at length challenged you to answer it. Nay, I did more. I prophesied that you would not answer. It remains for your breath to smash my prophecy. You called my speech fallacy. Show the fallacy, Colonel Van Gilbert. Answer the indictment that I and my 1,500,000 comrades have brought against your class and you. Colonel Van Gilbert remained silent, a sullen, superior expression on his face, such as will appear on the face of a man who will not bandy words with a ruffian. Do not be downcast, Ernest said. Take consolation in the fact that no member of your class has ever yet answered that charge. He turned to the other men who were anxious to speak. And now it's your chance. Fire away. And do not forget that I here challenge you to give the answer that Colonel Van Gilbert has failed to give. It would be impossible for me to write all that was said in the discussion. I never realized before how many words could be spoken in 3 short hours. At any rate, it was glorious. The more his opponents grew excited, the more Ernest deliberately excited them. He had an encyclopedic command of the field of knowledge, and by a word or a phrase, by delicate rapier thrusts, he punctured them. It was at the end of the discussion that Mr. Whitson spoke. He was the only one that was cool, and Ernest treated him with respect he had not accorded the others. No answer is necessary, Mr. Whitson said with slow deliberation. I have followed the whole discussion with amazement and disgust. I am disgusted with you gentlemen, members of my class. You have behaved like foolish little schoolboys. What with intruding ethics and the thunder of the common politician into such a discussion, you have been out-generaled and outclassed. You have been very wordy, and all you have done is buzz. You have buzzed like gnats about a bear. Gentlemen, there stands the bear. He pointed at Ernest. And your buzzing has only tickled his ears. Believe me, the situation is serious. That bear reached out his paws tonight to crush us. He has said there are 1.5 million of revolutionists in the United States. That is fact. He has said that it is their intention to take away from us our governments, our palaces, and all our purple ease. That also is a fact. A change, a great change is coming in society. But happily, it may not be the change the bear anticipates. The bear has said that he will crush us. What if we crush the bear? The throat rumbled noise in the great room, and the men nodded to each man with endorsements and certitude. Their faces were set hard. They were fighters, that was certain. But not by buzzing will we crush the bear, Mr. Whitson went on coldly and dispassionately. We will hunt the bear. We will not reply to the bear in words. Our only reply shall be couched in terms of lay. We are in power. Nobody will deny it. By virtue of that power, we shall remain in power. He turned suddenly upon Ernest. The moment was dramatic. This, then, is our answer. We have no words to waste on you. When you reach out your vaunted strong hands for our palaces and purple ease, we will show you what strength is. In roar of shell and shrapnel and in whine of machine guns will our answer be couched. We will grind you revolutionists under our heel, and we shall walk upon your faces. The world is ours, and we are its lords, and ours it shall remain. As for the host of labor, it has been in the dirt since history began, and I read history aright. And in the dirt it shall remain, so long as I and mine and those that come after us have the power. There is the word. It is the king of words. Power. Not God, not mammon, but power. Pour it over your tongue till it tingles with it. Power. I am answered, Ernest said quietly. It is the only answer that could be given. Power. It is what we of the working class preach. We know, and well we know by bitter experience, that no appeal for the right, for justice, for humanity can ever touch you. Your hearts are hard as your heels with which you tread upon the faces of the poor. So we have preached power. By the power of our ballots on election day, will we take your government away from you. What if you do not get a majority, a sweeping majority on election day? Mr. Whitson broke in to demand. Suppose we refuse to turn the government over to you after you have captured it at the ballot box. That also we would consider, Ernest replied, and we shall give you an answer in terms of lead. Power you have proclaimed the king of words. Very good. Power it shall be. And in the day that we sweep to victory at the ballot box, and you refuse to turn over to us the government we have constitutionally and peacefully captured, and you demand what we're going to do about it, in that day, I say, we shall answer you. And in roar of shell and shrapnel and in whine of machine guns shall our answer be couched. You cannot escape us. It is true that you have read history aright. It is true that labor has, from the beginning of history, been in the dirt. And it is equally true that so long as you and yours and those that come after you have power, that labor shall remain in the dirt. I agree with you. I agree with all that you have said. Power will be the arbiter, as it always has been the arbiter. It is a struggle of classes. Just as your class dragged down the old feudal nobility, so shall it be dragged down by my class, the working class. If you will read your biology and your sociology as clearly as you do your history, you will see that this end I have described is inevitable. It does not matter whether it is in 1 year, 10, or 1,000. Your class shall be dragged down, and it shall be done by power. We of the labor hosts have palmed that word over till our minds are all tingling with it. Power. It is a kingly